show. You know you're up when you hear that Roll Tide roll. Roll Tide roll. You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things used to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
You leave my mama out of this.
It's crushing Ronald Reagan, and don't y'all forget to pray. A celebrity Bible verse to start your day.
Lord have mercy. Read your Bible.
Giant moon pies and ugly ties and ill-named football bowls. Be sure you end your call with Roll Tide roll. You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things ought to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Mama out of this. It's horrible.
Let's talk about the Constitution.
I'm uncomfortable being called baby.
Just don't talk about prostitute or sex.
Cut that out.
Testosterone.
Don't send me things to click.
You can talk football, baseball, and eating meat, team parties and bringing up children. You can talk city streets, deadbeats, and the way things probably ain't never gonna be. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
What's the matter with you people?
Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Making songs about my mama. Leave my mama out of this now.
Don't draw conclusions, because if you do, you're going to be wrong. You can draw them if you want and just be wrong. I guess you all don't have any consequences for being
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Watch for a crash with road blockage in Pace on Chumuckla Highway and Quintet Road. And watch for some slowing on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10, an 8-minute drive. Slow moving on Highway 31 north from Spanish Fort to Highway 59. It's a 22-minute drive. Serious crash on Dawes Road at Ben Hamilton. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of the origin of how basketball came to be. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. That's deposit. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Friday evening, what a feeling. I feel like singing. Weekend, do what you want to do. Weekend, be what you want to be. Weekend.
Wonderful town, wonderful people, places to go, things to see. My love is Mobile, that's my wonderful town. Beautiful homes, schools and churches, entertainment, places to shop. My heart's in Mobile, that's my wonderful town. Mobile, the center of transportation, business and industry set the pace. Mobile's got the Junior Miss celebration, home of Mardi Gras and Senior Bowl game.
Mobile is great to live in and work in.
The climate's ideal for progress you see. My love is Mobile, that's my wonderful town.
Roll Tide roll, Uncle Henry.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. And once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on. What's going on? What is going on in the world around us? I hadn't figured much of it out, but I do know it's going to be an exciting weekend here in Mobile, Alabama. It is. It's already exciting. It's already exciting right now on a Friday in Mobile, Alabama. We got a lot going on in the Mobile area. Can't you feel it? Can you feel the excitement reverberating all around you in the ether? The excitement of this weekend in Mobile. We've got the Gulf Coast Challenge football game in Mobile. That's at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Ladd-Peebles Stadium with Jackson State versus Alabama and A&M University. And very exciting, tonight at 6 o'clock, in less than an hour, they've got the HBCU Fest concert at Ladd Stadium. There's a concert at 6 o'clock tonight at Ladd Stadium. I'm so upset that I can't make it. The concert tonight features Lil Scrappy and the Yin Yang Twins. You were wondering what the excitement was, weren't you? You could feel it in the air and you weren't quite sure. That's what it is. Lil Scrappy and the Yin Yang Twins are at Ladd Stadium tonight. I just almost getting goosebumps thinking about this. Lil Scrappy and the Yin Yang Twins. Now, I don't know anything about them, but just based on the names, they've got to be fun, right? You got to be fun if your name is Lil Scrappy. I don't know anything about Lil Scrappy. In fact, the only celebrity that I know with that name, with a name similar, would be Scrappy Doo. You remember Scrappy Doo? One of the, I don't know what his relation is to Scooby-Doo, but I understand that Scrappy Doo somehow related to Scooby. I wonder if Lil Scrappy is somehow a part of that. Has there been a Lil Scrappy cartoon? Anyway, that's tonight. The fun of Lil Scrappy and the Yin Yang Twins at Ladd Stadium. And then tomorrow at 10, there's going to be the Gulf Coast Challenge Parade. And then, of course, the big game tomorrow at 4. So just lots of excitement. Lots of excitement with the Gulf Coast Challenge going on in Mobile. Now, we got a lot of other things to talk about other than that excitement. We've got all kind of stuff to cover. In fact, I saw some very intriguing comments in Lagniappe today about this lawsuit involving the foxes on Dauphin Island. Now, you've been following this stuff on Dauphin Island. You've got the government wanting to remove and euthanize a bunch of foxes on Dauphin Island to protect sea turtles, the eggs of sea turtles, and I think also to protect birds down there. And there are citizens suing on behalf of the foxes, trying to protect the foxes. And Lagniappe has an article today on their website about how the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources has joined the lawsuit. And I was reading what the lawyers wrote. Now, the lawyers for the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, they're sounding kind of insulting toward these people that are trying to protect the foxes. Now, what do I mean by that? It's sounding kind of insulting toward these people. So these people, they're trying to protect these foxes from being removed and euthanized. Now, the lawyers for the state wrote, according to Lagniappe, they wrote, if either the plaintiffs or their counsel had even perused the West End Bird Conservation and Management Plan final, which they challenge, they would see that it was prepared for the state in addition to the town of Dauphin Island and Mobile County. Unfortunately, the plaintiffs are more interested in creating publicity for their social media posts and to drive engagement with their personal hobby photography, commercial endeavors, and GoFundMe links, rather than addressing the legal and statutory framework controlling the issues in this case. So the lawyers are claiming that these people are really not about the foxes. The lawyers are claiming they're just trying to get attention for themselves. That's the claim, that they're using the foxes to get attention for themselves. And they also said, listen to this, the state's attorneys, Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, listen to this. The attorneys said allowing private citizens to serve as spokespeople for wildlife would open the door to unreasonable and inconsistent results that will harm both humans and wildlife in the state. So the lawyers for the state are claiming that a private citizen, we cannot allow a private citizen to serve as a spokesperson for wildlife. Now, I'm trying to figure out what that even means. Allowing a private citizen to serve as a spokesperson for wildlife would harm humans and wildlife. I don't even understand that. Back with more. Got many other things to talk about when the show continues after the break.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Watch for an accident blocking the roadway at Quintet Road at Chumuckla Highway in Pace. Very slow south on Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, 55-minute drive. North on Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59, 22-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Why haven't you listened to Red Pilled America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show.
YouTube viewers, I see we got just a few people looking in. Hello to 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley. Thank you, 68-year-old Chris, for liking and subscribing. KP of shirtbutter.com, who was a crime victim, I understand, when his home was attacked. God bless you. Praying for your family after the criminals attacked your home with the toilet paper. Hello to Metalhead, Timmy Watkins, Larry Morting. The multi-fandom girly, JD. Sharon F. Fairhope, thank you to the small number of people looking here on the Uncle Henry Show on YouTube. Well, I don't know what I can tell you. I don't really know what to tell you. I'm trying to research. I researched Little Scrappy, and apparently Little Scrappy's had quite a career, been on TV for many years. I like the idea that I can insulate myself completely and totally and have somebody in the media for many years, and I'm able to not even have heard of them. I like that. Yes, I like that. I like that I've created a bubble. In fact, whenever I'm laid off or retire, whichever happens, I am going to create the best bubble. I am. I'm going to live in my own dadgum bubble, and you ain't going to come in there if you're not invited into that bubble. But Lil Scrappy. Now, I'm not going to Google Yin Yang Twin because I'm afraid that all kind of weird stuff will happen if I Google Yin Yang Twin. So I don't know about them. I don't even know if they're really twins. But I'm not Googling that. 68-year-old Chris, will I watch the game? I will watch the Alabama-Vanderbilt game, yes. And I'm expecting, now because of last week, I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting a steamrolling. Now, maybe that's an unfair expectation. But Alabama, by winning all of those national championships, has kind of created that expectation. So I'm expecting a steamrolling. I don't know if we'll get it, but I'm expecting it. Now, let's see, what else? What can I tell you? I'm going to be back on the air in a minute. I guess I need to figure out something. I do have voicemail to get to today. A few brief messages from people trying to help me. But let me get to the voicemail. I got some voicemail on some interesting topics, too. Like gambling on the tide, comets, all that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Back on the radio here.
Station. This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the true story of one of the first men to set foot in America, Captain John Smith. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
It is 5:20. News Radio 710 WNTM. Uncle Henry here with you on the Uncle Henry Show. We have news headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Before we get to the news headlines, you can call in if you'd like. 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. In the last segment of the show, I mentioned to you that there's this lawsuit over the removal of foxes on Dauphin Island. Animal lovers suing the government, trying to stop the government from going in and getting these foxes and euthanizing them. And I told you before I went to break that the lawyers for the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources said, according to Lamiak, that allowing private citizens to serve as spokespeople for wildlife would open the door to unreasonable and inconsistent results that will harm both humans and wildlife in Alabama. Now, I'm curious. I would like to hear more about what they think could happen if private citizens were serving as spokespeople for wildlife. Because I feel like Snake Trapper, who's called the show over the past couple of years, I feel like he has acted as a spokesperson for snakes and for possums. Now, he didn't call himself a spokesperson for snakes and possums, but I believe he has acted as a spokesperson for possums and snakes while calling the show, speaking on their behalf to the rest of us. And I'm trying to figure out how that could have been caused an unreasonable result or an inconsistent result that could have harmed us. And I'm wondering, I've got a lot of squirrels that are very active in the backyard these days. I'm wondering if I could set myself up as a spokesperson for these squirrels. I don't know what I'd say on their behalf. It'd probably be nut related. But what harm would it cause? How could it harm anything if I was acting as a spokesperson for the squirrels? Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, how you doing?
Oh, there you are. Snake Trapper. Snake Trapper, you are live on the radio.
Hey, Uncle Henry, that situation with the fox on the island.
Yes.
I know a second-generation person that was actually raised on that island, The father had just recently passed away, but the son is my son's age. And as far as I'm aware of, the fox are not native to Dauphin Island.
Yeah.
And the way I understand it, these fox are allowing people to actually pet and feed them.
Right.
And that is most definitely not a good thing. The fox definitely need to be removed. I don't know that you'll ever be able to rehabilitate them. So euthanization, I know it's cruel, but it's probably the thing to do. It's horrible that somebody actually probably captured these animals as young and got them used to humans, and the person that did this is responsible for the fox and the trouble that they're in, Uncle Henry.
Now, do you now the state? So you're saying that the foxes need to be removed. If you were called as an expert witness and put on the stand, would you testify to have the foxes removed so that they wouldn't eat the turtle eggs and the bird eggs and stuff?
I would definitely testify to have them removed, Uncle Henry, because, like I said, they're not native to the area, and they will be dangerous to other species, such as the turtle and any small rodents that live on that island. It's a horrible thing. It would be nice if they could catch them and actually turn them into pets without having to euthanize them, because it's not the fox fault. But, the state law does prevent us from actually turning fox into pets. So how they handle that situation, I do not know. But
now, wait a second. It's against the law to turn a fox into a pet?
Yes, sir. You cannot. You're not supposed to relocate them within I believe it's 2 miles. I may be a little off on the distance, but like if you caught one in your yard that was menacing your chickens, what have you, you can't even take them out of the county, or definitely not in another state. So the thing to do would be to either euthanize them or maybe have some kind of rehabilitating outfit that would, keep them in a sanctuary till they live out their life. But the person that integrated these fox to that island is solely responsible for all of this chaos.
All right.
It's just not a good idea to take wildlife and try to turn them into a pet. Especially when you integrate a non-native animal to a small place like Dauphin Island, because it definitely will affect the turtle nesting on that island. And then this is horrible. I don't know how many it is. I think it's somewhere around 10 or 12 from what my son's buddy has been telling me. But it's a horrible situation all around, and it's one that should have never happened.
All right. Well, Snake Trevor, thank you for giving your expert witness opinion on this. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir, Uncle Henry. And, like I said, man, people leave wildlife alone. Admire it from a distance or, when you get a chance to see it in its natural habitat. But, that's no more than what Mars is trying to do with the lake. They're not wanting people, having good times in that lake because they're scared they'll introduce a non-species clam or plant to that lake.
Right.
Which I think is crazy, but, that's the way the world is, Uncle Henry.
All right. Well, Snake Trevor, have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You do the same, Uncle Henry.
There he goes, Snake Trapper. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Uncle Henry.
Yes, sir.
Fine American. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Since we are talking about the Dauphin Island fox or foxes, however that would be grammatically correct, this is a couple of years ago on the Gulf side going towards the West End. Some friends of mine, they were in a house every year about the same time, and one of the guys is such a great cook, and he is frying fish and boiling shrimp. We've got the windows and the doors open, and it's in the evening time. We sit down at the table to eat, and I'm facing the door, and all of a sudden I look up and I tell my buddy, I said, hey, we have a unwelcome visitor here. And there is a fox at the very top of the deck, and he is looking inside the door, smelling the shrimp. And as we told our friend right there, he said, are we going to run? I said, yep. I said, all I have to be is faster than you. So
wow.
My buddy took a handful of shrimp and threw it at the fox. He started eating the shrimp. We shut the door. In a few minutes, he went on down the steps, but there was 2 or 3 more down at the basin of the steps. So they're well fed, no doubt about that. But yeah, there are fox on Dauphin Island, but we didn't stick around to invite him in.
All right. Hey, thank you for telling me that story. And there goes the caller. Yeah, so the foxes are, that sounds very, very tame.
Time saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
And crews are on the scene of an accident, Eglin Parkway North, just east of Racetrack Road. Also an accident on westbound Airport Boulevard at Jackson Drive. And an accident, Chumuckla Highway, southbound at Quintet Road in Pace. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. A 3-year-old girl allegedly kidnapped by her mother in Orange Beach has been found in Mexico. The child's father is now desperate for her safe return. The little girl's mother, Haley Harris, was arrested in Mexico and charged with international parental kidnapping. But now, the Mexican government is refusing to release the girl to U.S. authorities. Officials told the father his daughter could be back in the U.S. as soon as tomorrow. The mother is scheduled to be in court in Atlanta on Monday. New information about the body found on Highway 31 north of Bay Minette. Baldwin County Sheriff's investigators identifying the man as Roy Cleo Williams Jr. He lived in the area. Now, an autopsy revealed Williams died after being hit by a car. He had been missing for about 3 weeks when his body was found. Aaliyah has taken over the investigation. Authorities say Williams' family lives out of state and has been notified. Well, a group of Alberta high school freshmen stepping up to surprise one of their classmates with a new pair of cleats. Kevin Duran Corona is a senior student with special needs. He loves soccer, he plays goalie at PE, but didn't have a pair of cleats to play in. So together, the group raised some money, asking Kevin his style, and bought him new cleats and surprised him in class. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeart radio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
I'm John Saucier, and this is a Fox News alert. Hamas says it has accepted some elements of President Trump's peace plan, including the release of all remaining hostages, but other requires further negotiations. On Truth Social, the president responds in part saying, based on the statement just issued by Hamas, I believe they are ready for a lasting peace. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. The federal government remains shut down for a third straight day. Congress struggles to agree on a plan to reopen it.
On this vote, the yeas are 46, the nays are 52. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
That's the vote on the Democrats' proposal. The GOP's plan also failed. Democrats want to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies for health care. America's listening to Fox News.
If you're struggling, YouTube viewers, thank you for looking in on YouTube. We're going to be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. Hello to Metalhead. Metalhead writing in the comments. Let me see. I'm looking at the comments in the chat here. Metalhead types in, imagine if it was the other way around. Now, are you talking about imagine if foxes were cooking shrimp and that we came to the front door and they would throw shrimp to us? Is that what you're talking about? Richard Harvey, hello to you. The Love Freak 69, very provocative screen name. Bama big man looking in. James Eubanks. Long time no see, James Eubanks. Hope all is well. All right, back on in about 90 seconds. Let me see if there's anything I can tell you about. Let me look, of course, in the weird news file. A criminal broke into a house to burglarize it. And unfortunately, the owner was there for the burglar. The owner is an MMA fighter. Do I need to tell you what happened? The burglar managed to drag himself away after the MMA guy beat him to a pulp. Police later located the guy and arrested him. And his mugshot looks very rough. 2 black eyes, cuts, bruises, gashes on his forehead.
5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show. It's 5:35. Telephone number here, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Hello, caller.
Hey, Henry, what's going on, man?
Steve, you are live on the radio.
Yes, sir. Just driving home. There was kind of a traffic tie-up on South 65. I don't know if it's been cleared up yet. It doesn't look like there was any wreck, just an arrow pointing that way, a flashing arrow probably about halfway between Government and Airport Boulevard on the south side. But I didn't see any wreck or anything. But everybody was slowed down to a crawl, I guess, because of that keep right sign. But just avoid that area.
Okay.
Anyway, the craziest thing I ever saw that a friend of mine had found on Dolphin Island was he had gone down there just for the day. He was off. He found a little area on the bay side of the island, and he laid down there, just chilling in the sun for a little while. And he fell asleep. And when he woke up, something caught his eye over on this log that was about 15 feet away from him. And when his eyes finally adjusted, he realized it was about a 5.5 foot long eastern diamondback rattlesnake.
Oh, okay.
Which he proceeded to, I know snake trappers going to cringe with this, but he took a piece of driftwood and killed it.
Well,
he said the thing didn't rattle or make a sound until he bashed its head in, and it started crazy rattling, and it died.
Well, now, snake trapper would not be offended by that as long as your friend ate the snake.
I don't think he ate the snake.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
What he did was at the place that I used to work. I used to work for for my family business for a long time, and he came walking in with a Nike box, and I'm thinking he's going to show me these brand new Nike tennis shoes that he just went to the mall and bought, and he sticks that box under my face and pops the lid open, and that dead snake is inside that box. So you can imagine how quickly I took a step back from
yes.
the
yes.
Nike box. But
Yeah, we took the snake out and measured it, and it was 5.5 feet long, and it had quite a rattle on him, and it had about a half-inch worth of fangs on him. He would have put a hurting on you. He would have definitely, if he'd hit you with venom. And a lot of people don't realize that if you cut a snake's head off, that head can still bite you for a little while after until the head finally dies. But
Yeah.
you get your foot close to that head will bite you. Trust me, and it'll put the venom in you, and it can kill you just as dead as a whole snake. You can ask Snake Trapper about that. I've seen it happen. I've seen a snake's head bite something that was put down next to it.
Well,
But,
what a way to wake up. Waking up and spotting a giant rattlesnake.
yeah, that definitely gets you up in the morning. That's for sure. Especially if I had another friend whose copperheads come up in his house, and he had just got out the shower and seen a copperhead slither into his bedroom and everything. And,
What? Now what?
Oh yeah.
What? How are they getting in the house?
Through a pipe.
Okay. All right.
Through some pipe that it was like a vent pipe or something that he didn't have any kind of screen over or anything like that, and they made his way up into the warmth and everything. And I think he wound up finding about 2 or 3 of them up in his house.
Wow.
And he had a dog that was old and blind, so he was terrified that snake was going to get his dog. Small breed dog.
Right.
But, the dog might. I mean, not that the snake's going to try to eat something that big, but if that dog wandered up on that snake, not seeing it, and got in its range, it'll bite it to defend itself, and it'll kill that dog. But those are my weird snake stories for Friday afternoon. Just watch where you're going. Pretty soon it'll be too cold for them.
Indeed. Well, Steve, thank you for telling me those stories.
Okay, yeah, I want to try and maybe the next 2 or 3 weeks to arrange coming out there and doing a knife show.
Well, please do. I look forward to it.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm gonna talk to my boss again, and then we'll see about it. And I may even be bringing you some swag from the office.
Oh, swag is always loved.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Steve. There he goes. Make It Stick. Look him up on YouTube. Make It Stick is his YouTube channel where he does knives and throwing knives. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, Uncle Henry at iHeartMedia.com. I'm trying to think. I can imagine myself killing a 5-foot-plus rattlesnake. I can imagine myself killing one. Now, I can't imagine myself putting it in a Nike box and taking it to work. That is a different mindset, a just completely different mindset. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Okay, I got a little comment I want to make on the fox story.
Yes, sir.
I ain't no fox specialist, but what I understand, they are carriers of rabies. And they will eat every kind of egg they can get and rob every kind of little baby chick or whatever. And, we see them up in the woods up there where I hunt up there in Clark County, and we see them, we kill them.
Okay.
And get rid of them because we worried about the rabies being spread around more than anything else.
Okay. So that should be a concern on Dauphin Island as well?
Yes, sir. It should.
Okay.
So if somebody gets bit with one and they get the rabies, it's going to be a painful, long survival of the rabies.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I just want to throw my nickel's worth in there.
All right, well, hey, I appreciate that, and I thank you for calling. I thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, brother.
All right, there he goes. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Hey, I also trapped a very dangerous and crazy snake.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It was crazy, wild, and dangerous. I zipped up my zipper because it was in my pants.
What now? Hey, you sick freak! How dare you? How dare you? And we're talking about reptile dangers. This is a serious discussion on this show about the dangers of these poisonous reptiles. And there you are, some pervert, just waiting. You know, isn't it sad that we live in a time in our society where there's a bunch of perverts out there, and they're just constantly being activated. You can't have a normal conversation without normal conversation activating some kind of a pervert. It's sick. It is sick. And you really need to drag your family to church. Drag your families to church. I know that they would rather sit home and do whatever weird thing you do on a Sunday. Take your family to church. We need it. We need these kids to be in Sunday school, learning Bible verses, memorizing Bible verses, taking macaroni and gluing it to poster board to spell out Bible verses so that when they grow up, they're not thinking about their zipper. And, oh, he talked about snakes. Let me see if I can come up with something about my zipper. You sick freak perverts. Take your family to church. Get them into Bible school. Get them into Sunday school.
Time saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Seeing some congestion on southbound I-65. There is a grass fire approaching St. Stephen's Road.
It is so discouraging. It is just so discouraging that it's all over the news. Every time I go to the news, there's always some pervert story in the news because they've caught a pervert. Have you noticed this? It's happening a lot locally. You go to the news websites, and now I don't talk about it a lot on the show because it's so depraved. But just about every day, you go on the Fox 10 website, and the sheriffs have caught another pervert doing something perverted. And back years ago, I don't want to live in the past. I'm not one of these people that wants to live in the past or return to the past. I don't want to do that because there were things about the past that were terrible. But right now, we need to make some adjustments about the perverts and not tolerate it. And maybe there's a reason you're a pervert. Maybe you were brought up wrong. Well, I feel compassion for you, but I don't want to tolerate the perversion. We got to quit it. It's just terrible. Our modern culture, and it's because I'm not going to get into it. I could go off and stand in here all night long talking about this, and I'm not going to. I want to enjoy the evening instead of reflecting on how the entire society. If you want to raise a kid and protect them, I don't know, how do you protect them from all the perversion out there? If you have a streaming service coming into your house, you're letting it in your house. You've given the demons a little bit. You got the Disney Plus? Here comes them demons up into your house. You got the Netflix? There comes them demons. The demons are swimming into your house through the Netflix. They're doing it. All of them. All of them streaming services. It's all of the demons are coming right up into your television, and you just okay. Let's watch I saw something on the new version of the Strawberry Shortcake cartoon for children. The new version of Strawberry Shortcake for children has a transberry. If I had to raise kids, if there was some weird twist in my life where suddenly I had to raise children again, we would have to live it would have to be like living in another planet. I'd have to buy property up in the country, or maybe somewhere North Baldwin in the country. And there would be, I don't know that we would be able to, I don't know that I would allow modern communications until they're teenagers. All right, back on the radio in about 90 seconds. Let me see what I can find here. If there's any news item. Well, I'll tell you what's going on this weekend while I'm waiting to go back on the radio. Tomorrow night in downtown Mobile, they have the Dolphin Street Beer Festival. In Stockton tomorrow, they're having the Old Time Days Festival tomorrow from 9 to 4, which will celebrate hardworking farmers and timeless traditions. And you can step back in time with authentic farming demonstrations. That's tomorrow in Stockton. I might need to go there. Well, I don't know. Alabama's playing.
Kings Hawaiian sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. Kings Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710 WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
The Uncle Henry Show. It is 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Telephone number 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Uncle Henry.
Bert, you are live on the radio.
Uncle Henry, ordinarily I would be watching Young Sheldon right now.
Okay.
But this is an episode that I just couldn't watch all the way through.
Okay.
Because it's right after Sheldon's dad dies, and my dad died 28 years ago today.
Oh, Bert, I'm sorry to hear about that. And I know that even though it's been 28 years, I know it's still something that had great impact in your life.
It did. It really did. And now I've been seeing posts saying that he died from a brain tumor, and I've been seeing posts saying that brain tumors can be cured with those dang nicotine patches that people use to quit smoking.
What?
And I wish I had known that back then. It would have been worth a try at least, because nothing they were doing was keeping it from coming back again and again and again. And, they did surgery and it came back, and they said, there's nothing we can do to keep it from coming back. And I said, well, I'm not going to put him through another surgery if it's not going to help, I don't want to put him through one brain surgery after another. But anyway, Uncle Henry, I just got to vent on something.
Okay.
I always used to watch MeTV all day long, from morning till 1, from like 11 in the morning till 1 in the morning after Alfred Hitchcock went off. And now they've taken MeTV off the air. The channel that used to carry MeTV now carries Antenna TV. And there's just a couple of shows on that channel that I used to watch, but everything on MeTV was something that I look forward to. Andy Griffith, the Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock, all of that gone now. I hardly even watch TV anymore.
Now, did MeTV still exist, right? Or did it just get taken off TV locally?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it still exists somewhere.
Oh, wait. I went to their website, and it says that you can now find MeTV locally on WALA TV channel 10.7.
I'll see if I can tune into that. My TV isn't great on Channel 10, or else I'd be watching Jeopardy.
All right. Well, that's where you'll have to try and chase it. 10.7.
I appreciate that information, Uncle Henry. I'll give it a try.
All right.
And you have a good evening, and thank you for taking my call.
Of course. Thank you, Bert. And appreciate you listening to the show and calling the show. Hello, caller.
Hello, Henry.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling back. I got a couple things. What the guy Bert was talking about is I'm watching MeTV right now. It's got MASH on it, and it's got Andy Griffith and all kinds of good stuff like that.
Yeah.
But another thing I want to talk about is that pervert that called about bragging about what he had.
Yes, sir.
Well, I bet if the truth is known, I bet I put bigger worms on the hook to catch a brim with than he's packing.
All right. Well, sir, I don't mean
hurting about it, but that's the way I feel about it. Somebody bragging about what they got, they ain't hitting on nothing.
Well, sure, sir, I'm sure you're very right about that.
Well, you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you. I really I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you calling and you saying things that I would never say. I never want to get to a point in my career where I'm trying to discuss certain things and compare them to other things, if you know what I'm driving at. So, sir, thank you for going where I dare not tread. All right, let's see. Do I have time? I want to try and throw in one very quick voicemail because it is timely. This has to do with the Alabama football game.
Hey, Uncle Henry, LD, retired LD. Well, I'm pulling the trigger, Uncle Henry. I am pulling the trigger! 1,150 clams. I'm standing up here right now at the casino getting ready to walk in and put it in there. I'm going to put $1,150 on Alabama minus 10.5. 100? No, my God. 1,150 clams, baby. 1,150 clams. Minus 10.5. Can they do it? Man, I sure hope so.
All right. So if you watch the Alabama game, you've just heard that's LD's bet. 1,150 clams on Alabama by 10.5. LD, thank you. You've added additional interest for the Alabama game for me. I'm going to be paying very close attention. Closer than I would have.
Securing America.
The Marines recently announcing what several other branches of the military did back in summer. They've hit their recruitment goals for the year. That's a change from previous years when they did.
YouTube viewers, I appreciate very much you looking at the Uncle Henry Show on YouTube. Please subscribe if you can stand to do so. I will be back Monday at the regular time. There's more show on News Radio 710 WNTM. In fact, I'm planning for the next segment of the show. It is the 84th birthday of Chubby Checker. So I have things to say. Have a pleasant weekend.
Navy and Air Force announced earlier this year that they had met their recruiting goals all ahead of schedule. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Clay Travis says he hates murder. Solidly anti-murder. That was actually their headline. Everybody in America should say, hey, I'll sign on to that.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Weekdays at 11 on News Radio.